Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Study Abroad program featured by the Washington Community College Consortium for Study Abroad. We're recording this session so that we can share the session recording to students who couldn't make it today. We will go ahead and introduce ourselves, and I will call out the next person, but I will start. My name is Lee. I'm the Communication Studies faculty member from Bellevue College. I'm also the chair for the consortium for this year. I will turn the table to Andy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andy, and I am the member from Lower Columbia College. I'm very excited to have you all here today. I will pass it over to Carolyn.
Hello, everybody. Well, welcome. I'm over in Spokane Colleges. I'm Spokane Colleges, Spokane Falls and Spokane Community College. I will look those two. I'm the study abroad manager over here. So welcome. I'm going to pass it off to Andres.
Thank you, Carolyn. Hi, my name is Andres. I'm the study abroad coordinator at Green River College, also the Japan program lead. Excited to be here. And let's see, I'm gonna pass it over to Jackie.
Hi there, my name is Jackie Corduff. I'm an international advisor at Pierce College, and I'm the program lead for Ireland currently. And I'll pass it to Uli.
Hello, I'm Uli Schramm at Whatcom Community College, and I'm a part of the Berlin team. The program is coming up in spring 2026. I hope to see you there. Oh, and I pass it on to Olivia.
Hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Olivia, and I'm the study abroad coordinator, or one of the study abroad coordinators at Seattle Colleges. It's nice to see some new faces in Zoom, and I will pass it on to Jody.
Hi there, my name is Jody Shulnack. I'm the study abroad coordinator at Clark College in Vancouver, and I also am currently serving on the Dublin planning team. And I think I might have been the last of the WCCCCSA coordinators, but I'm going to go ahead and shine the spotlight onto Don Ludwig, who's our professor outbound for the Berlin program.
Okay, hello everyone. Don Ludwig, professor of sociology, and will be the lead in the Berlin in the spring. So we're gonna share a bit more about that. But thank you all for being here, and we'll look forward to having you perhaps on one of the study abroads. And I can't see people, so I'm not sure who to pass it off to.
Okay, Don, I guess that will return back to me. Thank you. And just to tell everybody who's seeing the session today, if you're a student, we have a poll going on live right now. You can participate in the poll any minute. That's convenient for you. The poll covers all the current programs that's offered through the consortium going out in the year of 2026. We are also considering some potential destinations for next year. So if you're interested to participate and let us know your thoughts on those, hypothetically, we would love to hear back from you on that. So again, my name is Lee, and I'm the consortium chair for this year. This virtual study abroad info session is becoming a highlight of our offering during each year's International Education Week, because we can join the call from any locations across the state of Washington, and we can record the session so that students who couldn't make it can watch the recording. If you do not hear from your campus coordinators in the introduction, no worries. If you can watch this video, chances are that your college participates in the consortium. So if any programs that we're going to introduce that might be of interest to you, please definitely reach out to your campus coordinator. So I'm ready to go ahead and go to the next slide and talk a little bit about the consortium. So again, the consortium stands for Washington State Community College Consortium for Study Abroad. Currently, we can update this slide. We have more than 17 partner colleges as we speak, and we represent a really wide range of the students population, and we're very proud that we're one of the really representative community college consortiums even on the federal level. We've been working for community college students in the state of Washington for more than 2 decades now. Faculty from any of the member colleges can apply to teach. So for the upcoming programs you're going to hear about, those programs are going to be taught by a professor from a member community colleges within our consortium. You can directly hear from them, and this is a golden chance for you to ask any questions you may have. Classes will be taught in English, and there's no prior language language credits requirements. You don't need to have earned a foreign language in the destination country in order to participate in those programs. Programs are also open to all students on campus, and this include Granny Star students and international students. For most of the programs, they are open to at least 17 years old by the start of a program departure, but definitely check in with your campus coordinator for specific program requirements, because sometimes there will be particular policies that's in place in that country where only 18 years old and above students can participate. So definitely check in with your coordinator before you apply. I'm ready for the next slide. The health and the safety abroad is definitely important. We follow all the protocols on the federal, state level as well as on campus level. We have extensive pre-departure orientations where we will talk about safety abroad as well as self-care abroad. We are really proud that for most of our students, this is their first time abroad. So in addition to the immersive cultural and learning experience, this is also their own coming of age story. And we're very happy to support you in that unforgettable experience and a chapter in your life. And finally, I would like to conclude that for all of our programs, we include medical insurance coverage, and our program staff and located at the vendor center that we're in collaboration with will give you 24/7 support in case of emergencies. So for today, I just encourage you to learn about the courses that will be available in each one of those programs and ask your very good questions. The application process is very simple, but you do want to start early. You check in with your campus coordinator and you receive the approval on your campus before you can put in your deposit and application with the local school that we're in collaboration with. Usually you will need to go through an online preliminary application where you will submit an unofficial transcript and you nominate 2 campus professors who will provide you with academic reference. We will send out a link to those professors that you've nominated, and they will respond to the forms located within that link. You will also submit an essay as part of your application. So the key to be successful and efficient in your application process is, for one, gather all the useful information, which if you are participating in today's session and if you are watching this video, you are already doing the right thing. And then definitely make an appointment with your campus study abroad coordinator and to discuss your application process and then receive the approval. Usually, on average, we would like to recommend you budget at least 2 weeks for a quick turnaround of the application process so that you have enough time to put in deposit and officially hold your spot in the program. that is my part, and I highly encourage everyone to apply as soon as possible, and we would love to hear back from you. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Carolyn Gipple over at Spoken Colleges. I am actually the program lead for the Berlin program. My co-leaders are Oli in the room and as well as Olivia. And then I have our faculty actually here as well. Don, he'll be speaking a little bit. I'm originally from Berlin, Germany, so this is dear to my heart. I'm hoping we get some more students to go. But I'm gonna just talk about what we have going. And as this program is coming up with applications very soon, January. So we're gonna jump right in it. It is like, as we see, I have to stop looking at that. So it's an 8 weeks program. It starts at the beginning of April and ends June 5th, I believe. It's 8 full weeks in Berlin. You'll be staying in like hold on, let me look at my thing. Uh Centrally located housing. Students it's a twin bedded studios. They can vary depending on the student size we have and accommodations as well. The apartments have kitchens and all the things you need. It's a short commute to the study center. You'll be studying, the study center is AFIS, which is our third party provider we work with. They're on ground for us. They help with the study center situation. They help with tours and guides. They work closely with Don on his curriculum and all the activities he's planning to do, which is going to be a great time. There also is a 24-hour emergency contact with them. So there's always somebody you can reach if something is going on in your apartment. Maybe you lost power or something. That does happen. But they're also centrally located in near actually the Museum Island at like Alexanderplatz, which is like a really popping area of Berlin. When you go, you actually will get access to public transportation by receiving like a public transportation pass. And I'm not going into detail, but Berlin is grouped into zones of travel area, and you get the zone 8, which is gigantic. You get to around Berlin and get to see all the things. Um, and what else? We have our experienced leader, Don, here. Don has many years of study abroad experience under his belt, so I'm excited to collaborate with him. I've heard his side and point of view of like introducing Berlin to students, which I'm very excited about. Before I hand it over to Don, Don will be leading 2 of the 3 classes. The third class will be actually taught by a local faculty. She in English. I need to remind students on that. I've had a lot of students saying, I don't know German. You do not need to know German. It's helpful, but not necessary. This faculty will be teaching German life culture class and in English. You might learn some phrases there, but the focus is on like introduction to culture, and that faculty is working closely with Dawn to make sure the classes kind of overlap and blend in beautifully together. She has lots of experience. She speaks 5 languages, so if anybody wants to practice a different language, she might actually know it. But for now, I'm going to hand it over to Dawn, and then I'm just going to wrap it up with application deadlines and tuition fee, all the fun stuff.
Thank you, Carolyn. So for those that may know something about Berlin and Germany, you probably think about a lot about history and memory of what happened in the 20th century. And our courses will examine a lot of that, but we will also examine the current realities and experiences in Germany. Know that when you do a study abroad, it looks very differently because about half the time we try, about half the time the learning experience will be out in the field, doing a lot of different tours. There's places that we will go and experience. We'll have scavenger hunt. For example, the Stasi Museum, if you know anything about the surveillance era of East Germany, and we go on trips outside of the city, and all of that to learn about culture and life and society. one thing about Berlin, Germany, with all of its history, is that it is really one of the go-to places in the entire world for techno music, for classical music, for theater, and behind Hollywood, it is the second leader film producing place in the world. So we'll be doing a lot of examination of how those arts really came into being. And for example, your midterm is to go and experience one of the art forms or clubs or whatnot and share about your experience and do a little bit of research on how that particular club came into be. So there's a lot of street art. If you know anything about Berlin, you've heard about street art, and we'll examine that as well. So note that sociology, my other class, are world religions. Both classes will really focus on people and culture and arts and entertainment. So I look forward to having students join me.
Thank you, Don. Next slide, please. And I'm going to talk about what also is included. There's a bunch of sightseeing tours included, like the guided tour of the Reichstag. If you heard about it, it's kind of neat to see because you get access inside the dome, which is like a glass dome, and you can watch the Reichstag, which is our Senate House all combined, doing their thing on a daily basis. So it's kind of neat to see that, and a lot of historical things have taken place there. But there's a day trip to Potsdam, which is the capital of Brandenburg, which is another state next door. You'll see a Sicilienhof Palace and Sanssouci Palace. Half the excursion to the Memorial Museum of Sachsenhausen, which I think is valuable and important to see. It is heartbreaking, obviously, but it's definitely something that everybody should see if you are in Germany. And I know Donald and the faculty, the German cultural faculty, will do a good job of like wrapping it all together. And there is also an optional 3-day trip to the Baltic Sea that is it's a definitely different type of ocean and like area of Germany that most people don't imagine we have. I highly recommend going, but it's up to the students. And then there is kind of all of that. So now let's talk about deadlines. We are coming close to our deadline, which is January 2nd. And then with that, the payment deadline rolls right after in February 10th. So I highly recommend, I know it's holiday season, some people are waiting a bit of like to see if like, you can ask your family or friends for money. But just keep in mind some of our coordinators might be out of the office, so maybe get in touch with them and see if you could like maybe meet with them prior to it and see if they're out of the office so you can schedule your application around that, because I don't want anybody running into troubles because, we are all humans. We're on vacation sometimes. So that's kind of it from the Berlin program. We're really, really excited for this to go. And yeah, the total cost, as you can see, $7,945, and it has everything really included in that, obviously, except like airfare, meals, and whatsoever, and textbooks. So I think it will be a really good time. Like I said, I think I'm really excited for Dawn to lead this program. So thank you. The Berlin team is done.
Thank you, Carolyn. That program sounds really great. Okay, so my name is Jackie. I'm the program lead for the Dublin program, which is happening next fall, so a little less than a year from now. We can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So this program, it's 8 weeks, but students will be earning 15 credits. So similar to the Berlin program, the Irish Life and Culture class will be taught by a local faculty, and Professor Jill Darley-Vanis, also from Clark, will be leading 2 English classes, composition and intro to fiction. And in just a bit, I'll be going into more detail about both of those offerings, because I'm really excited how she is framing using the city as her classroom and really tailoring her syllabi and her offerings to Dublin itself. So with these classes, one element that I did want to mention was many of our students, and we are aware of this, are taking English 101. And so if you are interested in attending this program and participating, and you're a student, I would recommend connecting with your academic advisor as soon as possible to ensure that if you're going on the program, you have room in your degree plan to count this course as English 102. So we have that built-in flexibility so that you can still meet the WCSA requirements of having some of the courses apply to your degree plan. And the other one is English 112 in Intro Fiction. So the program fee, it's very similar to the Berlin program, but it does not include elements such as airfare and tuition, which varies by your home campus. And our application is not due until late June, so late spring, and the payment deadline about a month after that. So in the meantime, a couple of the action items that I've been recommending to students who are expressing interest is you can already complete the interview process with your study abroad coordinator at your home campus. You can touch base with your academic advisor, like I mentioned. And you can also attend one or more of our upcoming information sessions. So the first one that we'll be offering is February 10th from 12 to 1, and that will be on Zoom. I'll put that in the chat. So first session, and that's a great time to meet a wonderful faculty member who will be leading this program, to ask questions, just as different elements arise in the application process. So the price includes housing, which is really nice. Housing is an element that is still in development because actually the location that it likely will be is still being built. So it's going to be brand new. The housing is going to be single bedrooms likely with a shared kitchen and living space. It's also going to have laundry on site, a study area, and common areas where the students can work together. And it will also be very centrally located to the location where you'll have classes, which is likely the Goethe Institute in Dublin. So same, this is also an AIFS program, so that you'll have those on-site support, 24-hour emergency, insurance, and most of the activities and excursions will be included as well. And we have some additional costs listed there. If you go to the next slide. Thank you. So one element that I was really excited about, I used to be an English instructor as well, so it's been super fun to coordinate with Jill and hear her ideas about what she'll be teaching. So the intro fiction class, she's framing this as Haunted Dublin, the Gothic in Irish literature. So for this one, it's really using looking at the picture of Dorian Gray and also Dracula to look at the idea, the theme of the monster and power structures. So that'll be very interesting, using the haunted past of the city. And for the composition class, I wanted to go into detail about what this could look like if you are taking 101 versus 102. So for this composition class, the frame is looking at music, looking at using music of Dublin to really understand the place. So if you were to take this as a 101, you would be looking at album covers, lyrics, and orchestra accompaniment to learn about rhetoric and to learn about written communication and written conventions, writers and singers use, and you would apply that to mastering your other academic work. If you were taking this as a 102, it would be honing in a little bit more on a specific album cover and band, and you would work to create a research project and write a research paper that would accompany this. And both groups would be visiting the Rock and Roll Museum experience to generate some ideas about Irish artists such as U2, Van Morrison, the Cranberries, and more. So this sounds really exciting. A great way to fulfill this requirement for your degree. And this would be within the communication category. Okay, next slide, please. And I just wanted to lastly provide just an update of where we are in the process, because this program is a little bit further out. So the web page will be available very soon. We're in the final editing stages of that. So the next time you look at the WCCCSA webpage, hopefully that will be ready with all these details. And again, the information session upcoming is February 10th from 12 to 1. And we'll have a few others, 3 others in the months following. Oh, perfect. And hot off the press, Olivia shared, webpage has been posted. Yay. Thank you so much for your help with that, Olivia. Great. Well, I haven't seen it yet. I'm sure it's great. So feel free to go there. Now that I know that the webpage is posted, Professor Darley Vanis has also shared a 2-minute video. So if you'd like to meet her virtually in the meantime, that would be a great opportunity to do so and just see how she's very excited about the class. She has a lot of international experience with education, so I'm sure she will be a wonderful mentor throughout this process as well. Thank you. I'll go ahead and put my email in the chat in case if you're a peer student watching this later, if you have any questions. Thank you.
And next we have Bruno to talk to us about the Costa Rica program for summer of 2026.
Thank you, Andy, and welcome to everyone. I hope you are doing well. So the Costa Rica program is actually fairly new with a new school called Intercultura. And I had the chance to go down there this summer, and I had a wonderful time. It was a wonderful program that they have down there, very accommodating. Let's see, without insulting your intelligence, you can read the PowerPoint in front of you. But a couple of things that come to mind is that you are going to enjoy very small classes, about 6 people maximum per class. And it's very intensive, it's very fun, very engaging, very interactive. You also have a chance to live with a host family and practice your Spanish. You are provided breakfast, and you are also provided dinner with your host family, and you have a chance to go and explore the city. It's called Heredia, north of the capital, and go to Azora, which is kind of like a little mom and pop restaurant. with your classmates, by yourself, or with your friends that you make down there. You also have several excursions. A couple of them are weekend excursions, and depending on the weather or what's available, there's also, you can do whitewater rafting, for example. You can go to the waterfall gardens, to a coffee farm. You can learn snorkeling, surfing. And something that I'm forgetting is that it is a 4-week program, and it's divided into 3 weeks in Heredia, which is a suburb, a big city. But then you also spend your last week in Samara, which is on the west coast of Costa Rica. There, you will be able to room with one or two of your classmates, instead of being with a host family. You get a chance to earn 5 Spanish credits at your home institution. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see, can we go to the next slide, please? These are some of the pictures on your left. That's the main plaza, or park, El Parque, as they call it down there. And that's in Old Heredia. There's some, the building that you see on the upper left-hand side, that's a church built probably in the 1600s. On the right, I think that is next to Samara. One of the, Costa Rica has a huge percentage of the land is actually national park. So if you live here in the state of Washington, think about Olympic National Park, think about Mount Rainier National Park, but in a tropical setting. Let's see, next slide. This is an example of host family on the left. So you might end up with a family with children. You might end up with an older single lady with who shared her house with students. And I believe the picture in the middle, I don't recognize it, so I'm not even going to venture to say what that is, but that's probably in Samara. Let's see, next slide. These are some examples of the excursions. So on the left-hand side, you have students going to a whitewater rafting tour. And that was really, really fun. It's the one that we did was a class 2, class 3 rapid. So safe, but exciting enough to get your heart going. And then on the right-hand side, you have a picture of students in front of the waterfalls in the waterfall park. That's one of the day tours that you have. They have a small animal rescue facility, so you may be able to see a jaguar, a sloth, and then if you pay attention, you might actually see some wild animals go through the trails around you. There's also a wonderful restaurant that you can have a meal there. Next slide, please. And that's I think that's it. I think I went a little too fast, maybe. If there are any questions, I would be happy to answer, or if someone wants to chime in on the nitty-gritty of the cost dates and stuff like that. I think that was in the very first slide. It's at the tail end of summer, so right before fall quarter.
Bruno, did you mention that there's 3 weeks in Samara and 1 week at the beach?
I did. I believe
Okay.
I did mention that. Yeah, it's 3 weeks in Heredia, the city, and then a week in Samara. Just to re-emphasize, 3 weeks with a host family, and then 1 week at a kind of like a dorm type of thing. Another thing that I want to mention is that the folks at Intercultura are really, really invested on making this a really good experience for you. So let's say that for some reason you miss a trip, they're probably gonna want to accommodate you to an additional trip somewhere else. And so they're wonderful about that. Maybe something that I know I didn't mention is that right there in the Intercultura on the little school, during the evening, they offer additional activities for you, like a yoga class or how to dance, like how to cumbia. And they have cooking classes. Those were really, really popular with students. They have cooking classes and they enjoy a wonderful lunch right there. I don't know. Am I missing something? I really had a great time down there visiting with the students. And if I had been a student, it would have been even more wonderful. I mean, they really, really like it this summer.
I think
Oh my
one
God,
thing to
Bruno, it's like a really nice place. I want to go there as well.
It was wonderful. I mean, the people in Costa Rica are just wonderful. They're beautiful. Pura vida, as they say down there. Andy?
I would just highlight the dates to students to recognize that these dates, they most likely fall in between your winter and fall quarter.
Summer and fall.
Winter, I think.
Sorry. Yes. Between summer and fall during that break.
Yes. Well, something that I want to, since I have this slide up, this is one of the most affordable options out there for study abroad. And I mean, we have 2 scholarships but yeah, this is one of the, if you ever wanted to go study abroad, this is one of the most affordable. And the exchange rate is friendly to your pocket. So
I don't know if you mentioned it, Bruno, but if you taken already like some Spanish languages, like at your college, they can place you in the right level, right? They do like some sort of a test, right? And it's different
Andres,
levels.
that is a wonderful point. Before you go down there, you have a little interview with Intercultura, and they will place you in the appropriate class. So if you are at very beginning, you're gonna get your class that is gonna be good for you. If you're a little more advanced, or if you're a heritage speaker, you're gonna get a class that is more appropriate for you. So you are actually learning, and then you might end up, for example, let's say mid-beginner class, and by the end of the program, you might end up on the mid advanced or something like that. So it's a very adapted program.
Yeah, I just to chime in, I have one student as an example that had taken all the Spanish levels in their college, in Green River College. So, but she really wanted to go. So they were very accommodating. They were able to provide like a advanced literature class for that student, and that's really great about this partners.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I saw a couple of, not only from an institution, but from another institution. So one from institutions and then one from different from Oregon, and they were both heritage speakers. So they heard Spanish, they spoke a little bit of Spanish, and they ended up with a class that just suited them well. And and I saw a lady who had lived in Mexico for 8 years. Same thing. A couple of students who were starting from scratch, and by the end of the program, they they were able to navigate around Costa Rica, Heredia by themselves, and that was wonderful. I mean, as a language teacher, when I see people actually apply what they're learning and their confidence kind of exudes, I'm like, it's like made my little heart very happy. I think that's all I got. Questions?
all right, so I believe it's my turn. So again, my name is Andres. I'm the study abroad coordinator at Green River College, and I'm the Japan Study Abroad lead. Just a little bit of a background. This program, we have been offering Japan since 2009, every single fall quarter. So yeah, we had some experience with Japan. It's a really popular and exciting program. And yeah, we're excited to offer it again for next fall. Actually, our students that would apply for 2025 are currently in Japan, finishing the program. They still have a couple of weeks left. This program is based in Miyazaki City. If you haven't heard of Miyazaki City, it's like a really small town located in the southern portion of Japan, in the Kyushu Island, southeastern to be specific. It's like I said, small city, but it's really warm. They have like wonderful people there. It's right on the coastline, so you have amazing like outdoors and activities, and you can go to the beach and to different places that are really exciting. They have a really vibrant culture, even though they're small, and historical sites that you can explore as part of the program, but also in your own free time. The partners or the hosts for this program are Miyazaki Municipal University, or we call it MMU for short. And yeah, they're a small university, but they have a really strong focus in local and global perspectives. And they are really wonderful with our students, and that's why they're our partners, right? They'll take care of you while you are in Japan in any way possible. This program, as I mentioned, fall quarter, it's 10 weeks, and it starts like late September and it finishes in early December. You're gonna take 15 credits. One of those 3 classes is Japanese language. It's sort of like the same deal with Costa Rica. You have like different levels. So if you never taken Japanese, you can start at the very beginning. And if you have to advance Japanese, you can be placed in advanced classes with Japanese language. There are 2 other classes that are yet to be announced, and that's because we're hiring a new faculty leader that is going to be, leading the trip for next fall. And then depending on who applies, we'll publish those classes very soon. What else? This program is really exciting because not only you stay in Miyazaki, but you also get to go to Tokyo and Osaka as part of like the excursions, and to have that bigger city feel as well, right? So right in like let's say like the middle of the program, like week 5 or 6, you're gonna fly from Miyazaki to Tokyo, and then spend 5 days in 4 nights in Tokyo, exploring the city, exploring Shibuya, the Scramble, exploring different museums and places. And then after that, it's really cool because you get to take the bullet train, the Shinkansen train, and all the way down to Osaka, which is in the middle of Japan, and then stay there for 3 nights as well. And again, explore, have some excursions, and you'll have some free time for you to explore as well. So that's really exciting about this program. What else am I missing? Okay, so this program, the price for 2026 is to be determined, but it's likely going to be around $7,850. That's what we project, $7,850. And the 2025 rate was $7,800. What's included in that price? So you this is one of the only programs that we include the airfare for Japan, because like I mentioned, it's in Miyazaki City, so it's a little bit more logistically challenging to go to Miyazaki. So we include that, which is nice. But you can opt out of that if you have like travel plans prior or after the program. The fee includes housing, it includes medical insurance, includes some of the cultural activities and side trips that I'm gonna mention in a moment. And then you'll obviously have to budget for like your books, your food, entertainment, and things that you want to do on your own, right? One thing I mentioned, you're gonna be in 10 weeks, like 10 weeks in Miyazaki City, but you're gonna be in share apartments. So students will have 2 other roommates, and there are a total of 7 apartments, which means that there is a cap for this program for 21 students. And this is a program that it's really, really, really good for you to apply early on because it typically fills out before the deadline, right? And then we are around like the middle of February, around Valentine's Day, we're gonna open applications for Japan. So you have to check your emails, check the website when it's ready to go. Because as I said, it's a little bit competitive. And as Lee mentioned at the beginning, it's a first come, first serve situation. So you wanna secure your spot as early as possible. The application deadline is gonna be May 30th. And then paid meet deadline is going to be like approximately a month after that. Let's talk about some of the activities and excursions. So you want to click next, Andy? Thank you. Some of the activities are tied to your classes, and specifically the Japanese language class. So you'll see right here in the picture on the right, there's some of our students wearing like traditional kimonos, and they're holding a piece of paper. They were doing a calligraphy experience, so you'd get to experience that. You get to do drum lessons, taiko drum lessons. It's called Japanese tea ceremonies, and karate, and many other opportunities for you to know that culture, and it's really exciting as part of your Japanese class. Next. Yeah. Also, you have many opportunities to exchange with local students. They have a buddy program. So they assign local students to be with you to help you, figure out the university, figure out the Miyazaki city, and help you if you need anything. And you'll have opportunities to exchange food with them and, your culture as well. As part of this program, you actually have a homestay for a weekend. So in one of those weekends, you'll be with host families that, will bring you to your home, and they'll share their food, they'll take you places, and obviously they want for you to share your culture as well, like your American culture. So that's fun. You get to actually go to local high schools and do exchanges as well, and that will help you a lot with your Japanese language skills, and that's really exciting for us as well. Yeah, and here you see some pictures with our students with their families, doing various activities. And we actually have like sort of like an exchange agreement with Miyazaki Municipal University. So some of the students that become host families actually have been here in the US in our campus, so that's really nice as well. And then next picture. You have obviously some excursions that to the local Miyazaki prefecture. So you go to Aya Town, you go to Nishihan City, and then you get to explore their temples, their shrines, their food, their culture. Next. There is a board activity. So since you're right there in the coastline, so you get many chances to go to the water, and you'll have actually like a lesson, sort of like a surfing lesson, which is really nice. And yeah, you go next one as well. You go to Tahashiho Gorge. So right there in the top, in the middle of the top of the slide, you see the gorge. It's like beautiful. You get to go in that boat and go through the falls and learn about like the location. And I believe the other pictures are pictures in Tokyo and Osaka. For example, right now, our students are taking Japanese language class and 2 other art classes. One is our art appreciation class, and the other one is a intro to photography. So for that art appreciation class, our students went to Team Lab Planets. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's one of the most exciting modern art museums in the world, which is located in Tokyo. So that picture in the top right is from that. It's like a really cool area, and it's, like I said, part of your classes because study abroad classes are very hands-on. There's some pictures right there in Shibuya Scramble, and you have, like I said, opportunities for you to explore on your own. I know some of our students this year have gone to Universal in Tokyo and have gone to Fukuoka and other places. So it definitely will be some free time. One thing to know about this program is that, since, you'll be mostly based in Miyazaki City, you'll be rock stars, and I kid you not. And that's why I put that article piece in the bottom right, because actually the local newspaper, did a piece on our students and the exchange that they were doing with the locals. So yeah, you definitely stand out. You'll be rock stars. People are very welcoming there, and they're gonna say hi like everywhere you go. So it's like a really nice area to be at. It's not very busy. It's not like super crowded or touristy. So it's like sort of like real Japan. And those are one of the, most favorable feedbacks that we have with students, like the location. And I don't think I have any more pictures, but if you have any questions, just I'll put my email in the chat and happy to answer. So yeah, thank you.
All right, thank you to all of our program leads for introducing us to the Spring 26 program to Berlin, the Fall 26 program to Ireland, the Summer to Costa Rica, and then to Fall in Japan. Students, now's the time if you have any questions about any of these programs or just the way that WCSA programs work, please feel free to type in the chat. Or if you want to use the Zoom functions to unmute or raise your hand, we're happy to answer questions now. Maybe as folks are getting up their courage to unmute or they're typing out their questions, two final plugs. There is a poll in progress, so you can just let us know what of these 26 programs excites you the most. We are also making final decisions on our 2027 destinations, so feel free to cast your vote for what destination in 2027 excites you. And after today's conversation, to learn more, there are two best resources for you are one, WCSA.com. All of these programs are listed there, so you can read all the good details. And then number two is talk to your campus coordinator. You can find out who that is, either by knowing their names here in the chat or going to WCSA.com/contacts.
I see some questions related to Japan. So the official dates are not going to be published until probably like the end of January, but it's going to be likely, let me just look at my calendar really quick so I can give you an idea. It's going to be from September 21 to December 3rd, likely. And again, we're going to open applications around Valentine's Day, so stay tuned. And then one thing that I would like to mention also about like Japan, the minimum age to apply is 17. So we actually get a few Running Start students that come to our programs, not only Japan, but others, right? But for Japan specifically, 17 years old. All right, welcome, Hannah.
No other questions seem to be coming through. So thank you, students, for joining us today. We hope that this was helpful. We look forward to continuing to talk to you about these programs in the future. And fellow WCSA members, thank you for your time. Always good to see you. But for now, I hope everyone enjoys the end of International Education Week.
There's
I'm gonna
one
jump
last
in.
question.
There's one question coming up from Carter. Just go
Hi.
for it, Carter.
Sorry about that. I couldn't find the raise hand button, but I have a question relating to the Japan thing coming up. I tried to get into it last year, so I'd really like to try to get into this year. But relating to when it comes to the fee, I see that there's an estimated $7,800 fee. Does that include the tuition? Like, what should I roughly be guessing I'm going to be spending on a trip like this overall? just so I can
So
kind of try to budget.
yeah, we can give you like a worksheet so you can plan your budget, but it kind of looks different from students to student. Tuition is separate, right? So
Okay.
if I don't know, Andy, if you can go back to the Japan slide really
Mhm.
quick. So you see right at the bottom, it says what it includes. So yeah, airfare, housing, medical insurance,
Yep.
and activities. But
Mhm.
estimated additional cost would be around 3,000 to 5,000.
Okay.
You see that it says also tuition. It varies by school, but if yeah, it's around $2,000 for like the 15 credits. So you'll have to budget that in.
Mhm.
And then for personal entertainment, food and stuff, like students have reported like an extra 3,000 to 5,000. So
And
that's, I don't know, my
sorry.
math is correct, but it's around $13,000, or it sort of
Okay,
depends on
and
the
then
as well. But I can put my email in the chat, and then I can give you that worksheet, and then we can talk about different options that you may have at your college. Which campus you go to?
I'm not currently in a campus at the
Okay.
moment. I took a short break from Pierce.
Okay.
So at the moment, I'm not under any campus. This would be me going back to college.
Okay. Sounds great. Sounds great.
Any other questions? All right then. Well, please keep the questions coming by email, chatting with us a little later on. But again, thank you everyone for your time. We look forward to supporting you in your study abroad journey. But for now, please enjoy your weekend. And for those celebrating the US holiday next week, I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Bye, everyone.